Akil's Beauty, Golf GTI, but this is what we're after. Always the case. Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another episode from your boy D at Salvage Nation. It's bright and early, and with all the main builds on the channel currently waiting for parts, I'm waiting for a ton of parts on the Mercedes E53. I hope you enjoyed the last episode, super exciting. The Golf GTI, I just showed you a little snippet of it you saw just now, the little B-rolls. I got some new headlights on there, that's gonna transform the front of the car. We're gonna be doing so much to that car, but we're waiting for a few more bits on that as well. But with all of these builds waiting for parts, I thought, you know what, I've got a little car sitting around the back, I'll get it in and I'll rebuild it in one episode just to keep you guys going. So let's go grab the car, get it in the garage, and I'll show you the new build on the channel. Gotta get these. Akil's Beauty, Golf GTI, but this is what we're after. Come on. Always the case. Alright you guys, so with the battery troubles behind me, here we have a 2011 Lexus IS220 diesel. This is one of those builds that you just need to look past the car. It's not about the car, it's all about the profit margins. And this little beauty is gonna hopefully bring me a ton of profit. For £750 plus 95 delivery, I'm onto a winner. Let's crack on with rebuilding it. Alright you guys, so now I can relax, have my coffee. It's a busy start to the morning, but as you can see, we've got a 2011 Lexus IS220 manual diesel, and guys, off the rip, we paid 750 quid for this car. 750. It's got minor damage, I'll show that to you in a second, but the car's so clean, so clean. It's been well taken care of. It's got 2 keys, full service, and we're gonna be bringing this back. I'm gonna try to do it all in this episode, but I don't know how we're gonna get on. But anyway, no more talking. Let me show you around the car. That's a good coffee. Thank you, Kezi. So guys, I'm gonna give you a quick walk around, and then I'm gonna literally, I've got all my tools, I've got all my bits out. We're gonna be tearing down all of this damage because I wanna see what's hiding behind all of these broken parts. But anyway, as you can see, this driver side headlight is okay. We're gonna do what we always do. We're gonna skim that back and we're gonna put a new layer of lacquer on there. One of you guys got into the comments and told me I should use UV protected lacquer, and I'm gonna order that in. As you can see though, this front bumper is toast. Now, because this is 2011, they've done this silly thing, literally just this little area here, and they've called it a facelift. So it's got a new grille and they've made it just a little bit more pointy. Before this used to curve around, they've made it a point there, and I think they've done something else down at the fog lights, but it's not a lot, and they called it a facelift. But you live and you learn, man, you live and you learn. I almost ordered the wrong parts, but I think I've got the correct ones, we'll see in a minute. But anyway, this is the brunt of the damage, and as you can see here, this passenger headlight is gone, the bonnet is damaged here, but I'm hoping when Akil comes in, he has a look at this, we should be able to repair this bonnet here because the rest of the bonnet is all good. Front bumper, headlight, grille, and have a look here. The wing, it looks all right from here, but as you get to the back, if you imagine the impact was here, it would have pushed that headlight back, pushed the wing back, and then people opening the door, it's kind of damaged the wing there. So I need to buy a new wing. And I think that's what's over there. Well, I know that's what's over there because of the shape. So I've got some parts that have come in already, so that's why I'm eager to tear this down. Moving along though, look at this passenger side door, no damage. Passenger rear door, no damage. Rear quarter, no damage on the rear quarter either. Coming around to the back, rear end is completely fine. No damage, no damage, no damage. And moving around, rear quarter, no damage on the driver's side. Rear quarter on the driver's side, there's no damage there. On the rear driver's side door, it looks like you've got a little scratch right there. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Yep. Tiny little scratch there, but that is nothing to shout home about. It looks like they've got a car seat. I'll be disposing of that. I never keep anything that I find in cars. I like to just dispose of everything. If you're the previous owner and you want to get your car seat and you see this video, give me a shout. But moving on, driver side door, no damage. Driver side wing, no damage. All the alloys have got new tires on there, and it's got some slight curbing rash, but there's no major damage to anything else, any other components. But guys, on the interior is where this car really shines. This car is going to be going to one of my subscribers. He's already kind of paid some money and everything, so he's very happy with this car. Have a look. It's got that gloss black and alloy trim, and the interior, normally these cars come with perforated leather interior. That's the only kind of thing that they haven't marked it up on. This has got the cloth, and it looks perforated, but it's got cloth interior. Have a look at the steering wheel. Everything there is nice and clean, and it's got this massive multimedia system there with rear view camera, etc., etc. The battery though is a little bit flat, but I'm told it's a good battery, so it should start since I've left it running for a little bit. I haven't got the key. Yep. Where's the key? Key's outside. Anyway, let's see what's in here. Bits. The book pack is in the office somewhere. Actually, I was told it's got full service, but I can't find the book pack. So I'll have to check with Copart. It did say on Copart that it had service history. Moving on, nothing else is there. I'm very familiar with these cars, and I know what this offers. So this is going to be a nice sounding sound system. It's going to have sat nav, and it's going to have the whole touchscreen jazz and everything. So I'm happy with that. It's got, like I said, it's got a nice sound system. These are the extra tweeters that you only get on the higher models. So have a look at that. But that is it. That's a brief kind of, actually, I'll show you the engine. The engine is super, super clean. Have a look at that engine bay, guys. Engine bay is super, super clean. All the plastics are intact. Everything is there. I just need to remove these plastics and start to remove that wing. We're gonna take off the whole front bumper, take out that headlight, and we'll see what we're working with. I wanna see what's hidden behind there. So guys, I've given you a brief walk around, I whizzed right around the car. You've seen it, I've seen it. Now let's go tear down the damage and see what's hiding behind.
So first of all is disassembly. I always like to disassemble my cars so I can see the true extent of the damage. Now this looks like some minor damage on the exterior, but you never know what's lurking behind. And remember guys, don't be afraid to tuck into your builds. Most cars are held together by just nuts, bolts, screws. That is it. Once you take your time and you go through a process and remember exactly where you took the screws and bolts from, you will be good. I want to empower each and every one of you to crack on with your own builds and get stuck in. Obviously, if it's too big to handle, take it to a professional, but you always have to start small and build your way up. So with my bumper out of the way, I turned my attention to the broken headlight. Now everything here is very badly damaged, but I'll show you a little bit more in detail later on in this video. Okay, headlight out. It was time to take the wheel off so I can get better access to the wing panel. Before I can access the nuts that holds the wing panel in, I had to remove this plastic liner, which is held together with some plastic pop rivets. With that out of the way, there were a few more nuts and bolts to hold the wing, and then the wing was well on the way to being removed from the car. It's a lot, but I will explain a little bit more later on.
Alrighty guys, have a look at that. In about 45 minutes I've gone ahead and removed the front bumper, the wing, that broken headlight. I would have done it sooner, but this bloody thing down in there. There are 2 hidden screws in there. It was super hard to get this off. And it's because normally on European cars, you've just got these little plastic pop rivet clips. But on the Lexus, the Japanese, they do things differently. They've put the clips and they've put several screws hidden behind this little rubber. You can see the little regress in there. So I had to take my time, figure it out, get the screws out, push that back a little bit to gain access to those 2 number 10 bolts down there to get the wing off. But have a look. There's no damage that's gone through to the chassis of the car. This is not a Cat S car. Front slam panel on the Japanese cars, they're made out of metal, and any damage you would be able to see it plain as day. It has got these little bends and curvatures, but that is how it is from the manufacturers. So there's no damage that's gone through beneath all of that area, which is happy days. I am very happy about that. I never get excited until I strip the damage down and I want to see the core of the car, the chassis of the car, and I'm happy with what I'm seeing there. Check these bits out. As you saw before, broken wing panel, broken headlight. This headlight is completely toast. Everything on it. The back is broken as well, so I can't even just fix that. But I've got a new headlight anyway, and a new front bumper. So now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do everything in reverse. I've got the wing and the headlight. I thought there's a bumper that came over there, right there, but that's not got my name on it, so that's not for this. So I haven't got the bloody front bumper, so I can't finish it off. Anyway, however, I've got the wing panel, and this should be the headlight in here. Yep, it does say Lexus IS220 near side headlamp. So I've got that. Let's get those onto the car. I'm gonna start with the wing and make my way forward. Now guys, people keep asking me, where do you get parts? I've got this car, like, I actually really hate it. I get tons of DMs every day. Hi mate, I've got a VW whatever, a Lexus whatever, and I need a wing and a headlight. And I'm like, I do exactly the same thing that you guys do. I go online, I search for parts. Like, I'm not a parts store. Like, I can't just search for your parts. Oh, here you go, mate. I'll spend 2-3 hours waiting around and searching the internet for your parts. Like, I try to help where I can, but I feel like that's taking it a step too far, in my opinion. So yeah, guys, I'm not a parts store. If you've got anything to ask about Salvage, I'm more than happy to answer your questions. But asking me to find your parts is not a service that I provide. Oh. So guys, check this out. In a few hours, I've gone ahead and replaced that broken light, broken wing. We got everything here kind of situated. This is looking good. The wing is fitting nice and snug there. Nice and snug here all around, all around. There's some slight adjustments that we can do later on in the bodywork phase, but I'm happy with what we're doing with this car. Remember, we bought this car for 750 quid. I think the headlight was £100. I think the wing was the most expensive thing so far. This was 180 plus postage and stuff like that. The Lexus parts, even though it's an older model, they're still very expensive. But have a look at the car now. I'm gonna stick the wheel back on and I'm gonna park it outside because we're still short of parts. All we need to do is put the front bumper on and get the car into bodywork.
So guys, these parts are notoriously hard to find and months went by, a blizzard hit the UK, I went on holiday, so many things happened, but guess what? We are back, we're in a new unit. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a future video, but for now, check this out.
Alright guys, so it's a few months later on the £750 Lexus IS250 build. As you can see, we've got the car in. We're even at a new garage, but I'm gonna update you guys on that in a later video. What I've done is I've removed the bonnet because annoyingly this bonnet is aluminium and you can't really repair aluminium. Check this out. Because of this small amount of damage right on the tip here, look at the rest of the bonnet. The rest of the bonnet is all good, but because of this damage and this let go on the inside seam as well, have a look at that. This area here, you can't, there's nothing to weld. We don't weld with aluminium. It's not steel. If it was steel, you would have repaired that with no problem. But because it's alloy, we've decided to get a new bonnet, and I've got a like-for-like part in black. I've got a replacement front bumper. So what I'm gonna do now is get the new bonnet on, get the front bumper on, take the car into paint, and this car is gonna be finished. A quick little turnover build. It's been sat because, you know what, I've had so many other things to do, but it's a quick turnover build and we're gonna be finishing it right now. So, let's go.
So after fitting the bonnet and the bumper, it was time to get the car into paint, and we had to start by sanding that bonnet. This came from a breaker's yard and it had quite a lot of stone chips. We wanted to smooth it out, and we went ahead and took care of the lights as well. Talk about night and day, have a look at those headlights now. With most of the prep done, it was time to mask the car to make sure we got no overspray on the bits that don't need spraying. Mustafa then came in and applied a 2-pack primer. This is a very thick primer to fill any gaps and holes on these used parts. After letting the primer dry, water sanding, making sure everything was nice and clean, it was time to lay down the base coat. Now, because of the curvatures of the bumper, Mustafa's going into all of these nooks and crannies and getting a nice layer of base coat in there first before stepping back and giving the whole area a nice even layer. Have a look at that. Next up is a couple more layers of base coat before applying some clear coat, and that's where everything comes alive. I'll show you that a little bit more in a second, but have a look. This is the final layer of base coat, and watch how it turns out. So it's about an hour later and that base coat has been curing under the heaters. Now check this out, it's time to lay that clear coat, and I've slowed it down so you can see as soon as it goes on, you can see that transformation. It really sets off the paint job. Now have a look, as he lays down that clear coat, he's laying it on nice and thick, nice and even, and we're making sure there's no runs. Have a look at that. And the technique here is one pass up, one pass down, with each pass overlapping the next. That way we don't miss any spots and you get a nice even coat that way.
Good morning guys, it's the next morning. Have a look at this thing. The 750 pound Lexus IS220 diesel is looking amazing. Let's check it out. Yesterday behind the scenes, I took it for MOT, passed it flying colors, went to the post office, filled out the V62, taxed it, sent it. This car is all good to go. And this car is gonna be leaving today. Behind the scenes is the car's actually gone, it's sold, it's gone, it's gone. So this is quick flips. But let me show you something because I'm having a little bit of an issue. So guys, if you remember, this is a facelift 2011 model, and I was told that this is the facelift grille, but it doesn't work. I then ordered another one because apparently the IS220, which is the diesel version, has got a different grille to the IS250, which is the petrol version. I bought this one and I thought it was just going to be a straight fit, but then now I'm told that it's actually missing the chrome surrounds. This chrome surround doesn't fit this, so I'm still stuck for a chrome surround. But if you just imagine that the chrome is there, if I step back, have a look at the front of the car now. Mustafa did an amazing job on the paintwork. We're gonna flat it, polish it down, but check it out. This little car has come back really, really nice. And once we clean it up today, trust me, this is gonna make a spanking car for someone, and whoever gets this car is gonna be very lucky. So guys, have a look. So far I've sanded with, what is this, a 2000 grit, a bit of sandpaper and some water. I've sanded half the bonnet, and this basically just skims the surface. Because we haven't got a booth, it just means this portion of the job is a little bit more hard work, but we're getting there, and everything here is super smooth. And if I feel any humps or bumps or any notches or anything, any bits of debris, I just use this to sand it flat. Any runs, there are no runs, but you get the gist. It's not easy. And this is why when everyone says you need a booth, you need a booth, the heat of the booth speeds up the curing process and minimizes dust, but you'll still get dust particles. It's almost inevitable because dust is everywhere. But that's where this process comes in. So I just wanted to explain that. I'll stick it back on the time lapse and catch up with you guys once it's done.
So guys, there you have it. We bought this car for £750. We did a quick repair on it. It took a lot longer because other things took precedence, but have a look at this thing now. It's come out amazing, and like I said, the car is actually gone. So right after shooting, literally it drove out the garage and off it went. We made a nice tidy margin on that, and that's how you do salvage. Later on that day, we went down to Toyota and we got the grills, and we sent this car off to its new home. And that's how we rebuilt this £750 Lexus and turned it into a lovely looking moneymaker.
Thank you for watching. Click here to see what YouTube thinks you should watch. Click here to watch one of my previous episodes. And like it said there, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We out.